one of the best ideas I think I've ever had the other day. I had an epiphany. I was at work. I was working, and then I just thought, Star Wars.
Did like Obi-Wan pop up and go, Josh?
Yeah, he went, Josh. Netflix. And I went, what? And he was like, Netflix. I was like, what are you talking about? And he said,
I already have Netflix.
Star Wars prequels. I was like, I've already seen them. I don't like them. He said, yeah, but Netflix series, Star Wars prequels. Star Wars prequels told in a series on Netflix. And I went, fucking hell, Obi-Wan. That is amazing. I'm going to take credit for that. I'm going to tell my friend. So, yeah, what do you reckon about that?
You could do, and that's a good way to, like, reboot it, but because this is somewhat that we've already seen, I think they could do a different Netflix series.
Yeah,
which
but
would be,
but think about it. All the things. Imagine it's made. I mean, there are episodes as it is. The film. There's always an overall arcing story, isn't it? And
But
if you had Anakin and his, we wouldn't have him as a kid in this show. But him as like a teenager, and he grows up throughout each season, and his slow turn to the dark side and being seduced by.
Do we get rid of the prequels? Are they no longer canon anymore? Are they gone?
Yeah, they're gone.
Well, what about then? Because obviously you got the TV show they did as well. Obviously, it's
they're doing a TV show, Lord of the Rings. I don't mean that Lord of the Rings isn't canon anymore. I know it's not shared universe.
Yeah, but they're not. Yeah, but because I'm assuming anything that Disney does, because you've obviously got all the books are supposed to be in that universe, and all the TV shows
what
are
if
in
they
that
made
universe.
a Hobbit TV show? Would you be against that?
No, but I'm not.
But the Hobbit is canon. Hobbit is canon.
Yeah, but
if
if I'm with it, if it's separate, but with stuff like Lord of the Rings, because they stopped making those films.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
They got their own universe there technically.
Yeah.
And then if they're doing TV shows, it's different. But with Disney, if they're making a Star Wars TV show, it's gonna be canon with everything else. And then if you're doing it off the prequels, then you're just confusing people.
True. I mean, I wish that they could have it so that not everything is canon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'd love maybe in the future, maybe when Star Wars dies, but apparently it's not going to, which we'll get into in a minute. It's never going to die, which I don't know if I'm happy or sad about. But fucking yeah, I just think that would be a really good show, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, it just depends what you scrap.
I mean, you could do. I don't know if this would kind of take the mystery out of it all, but it would be pretty cool to see like the Emperor's rise to kill Plagueis.
Yeah, that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's.
Plagueis, but then you'd have to have some beastie fucking CGI for Plagueis because he's a weird looking dude.
But
unless
then,
he changed.
Technically, the Plagueis that you would have seen pictures of isn't, as far as we're aware, it's not canon, is it? Because we never. Well, the only canon thing about Plagueis is that story from episode 3. So that he could be anything.
He could be a human looking person.
Exactly.
I mean, they're not humans, but you know.
But people would kick off.
Yeah.
But they can just take the good thing about having the Legends like stuff is that you can take the best bits out of it and change it and then bring it into canon.
Yeah.
Like it's different then.
Yeah. But anyway, speaking about Star Wars, Rian Johnson. Oh, by the way, what episode is this?
Episode 6.
Episode 6. Not that you need to know because it's probably in the title anyway.
And not that you know this, or maybe you do if you listen. I'm Billy. He's Josh.
Yeah, we never introduced ourselves, do we?
No.
Well, I think we did the first like 2 podcasts we did, and then we just didn't bother after that because we thought no one cares anyway. But yeah, Rian Johnson fucking signed on for a Star Wars trilogy, and that's after this trilogy.
I'm assuming he's not directing all of it. I'm assuming
that's what it is.
Is he definitely directing?
I think he's supposed to be directing.
I thought he was helping write it and probably going to direct the first.
Maybe, I don't know. I thought I read the way I read. I didn't read the entire article, if I'm being honest, but
I didn't either.
I read majority of it. I was at work at the time, so I had to really quick.
Yeah.
But he signed. I know he signed on for another trilogy.
Yeah.
And Kathleen Kennedy has said what they feel like they've missed with this trilogy is having one steady person throughout. I suppose maybe he's playing the role that George Lucas played.
Maybe it makes sense.
George Lucas didn't direct He only directed the first Star Wars, and then obviously when he went to the prequels, he directed the prequels, but that turned out pretty badly. But well, it doesn't matter of opinion.
It does make sense to have somebody that's always involved in throughout all of them, because then you got more of a steady story, haven't you?
Yeah.
Other than if you got like the JJ basically just rebooted Star Wars.
Yeah.
Now Rian Johnson, I'm pretty certain that he's done somewhat different and done a darker Star Wars film that we're gonna like, but obviously we're not gonna know until next month when we see it.
Yeah.
So as long as The Last Jedi is good,
that's what if
I'm
Last
happy
Jedi
with
if
this news to an extent. It depends what they're doing with it.
If I'm not happy with Last Jedi, like ecstatic with it, you know what I mean? Because like Force Awakens is okay, it's passable.
Yeah.
It is a bit of a rip off of A New Hope. It's
yeah.
pretty much the same story. And if I feel in any way similar about this film as I did with Force Awakens, then I'm not going to be happy about this. I mean, I don't even know if I'm happy about having another fucking trilogy. Anyway, I think I'd rather... I mean, these are technically spin-offs because they said that it's set in another galaxy far, far away.
This one.
Yeah, it's not... This new trilogy that's coming out, apparently.
Okay, that's good.
But are they going to know... I mean, they're going to have to. Obviously, they're definitely going to. But about the Force and stuff, if it's another galaxy...
And I don't even think it'll be... I reckon that you're going to know... I don't think they'll go that far away with it. I imagine that in this world they're going to know about the Empire, wherever if it's set after.
Yeah, because otherwise it begs the question, like, what is the point in calling it Star Wars if it is completely not Star Wars?
It's got to be in the same right or wrong with reality kind of thing. If it's set around the time of prequels, then they should know about the Jedi, even if it's set far enough away that it's only in passing that they know about it.
Yeah,
it's not like.
But then at that point, there's no point, is there? Like, you need to. If nobody lights up a lightsaber, it's not really Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know? Well, it is if it's a spin-off.
Yeah.
But if it's a trilogy of, like, legit Star Wars films.
The way I don't want them to... I think after this arc of this trilogy, for a while, we shouldn't revisit this trilogy. Maybe... But you don't want to reset it, so you don't want to do the same thing again where you have, like, Rey and that come back as old people, and then you got the new...
But I question whether they want to... If they might actually want to bring Rey and stuff into it. But then again, well, I don't know. It's weird, isn't it?
The one thing I don't want, I know a lot of people, because you see that Hugh McGregor was telling about Obi-Wan trilogy, and when I read this, I thought, oh, maybe it's that.
I was hoping it would be that.
But I don't want a trilogy. I don't think there's going to be enough to tell with Obi-Wan for a trilogy.
There's so much you could do though. You could just make it up. Like, it doesn't have to tie in with everything. He could go on separate missions.
But it's got to be in that set time, isn't it? And it doesn't feel like there's... Like, I know it is a long time technically.
But it doesn't... Yeah. It doesn't,
but he's just watching over... I don't feel like we need a trilogy of it. I think we just need one film.
But he doesn't have to always stay on Tatooine.
No.
Like, he could watch him for a few months and be like, alright, they're alright for now. I'm going to go and do something. Then I'll come back.
Yeah.
And check on him again. He could check on him periodically rather than actually stay there his entire life.
Yeah. I don't think we need a trilogy of an Obi-Wan film. So maybe
you could bring Yoda into it.
Yeah.
As well then, because he knows Yoda.
I feel like Yoda's been on his own for a while and he's a bit senile though when we get to him because he's different and you can tell he's because he's a bit loopy and
to be honest though, the amount of time between the prequels and the originals anyway, in terms of real life and in terms of the actual story itself, it's not enough time for them to have aged that much anyway.
Yeah.
So none of it really makes sense. So the only argument you could make is that like 20 odd years in Star Wars time is a lot longer than.
Yeah, but if you were left on your own on a planet for 20 odd years, you would go a bit like.
For 20, yeah.
Yeah, great, which makes sense. Obviously, Obi-Wan.
But he's not loopy though, because he is
a little bit.
No, but he does it on purpose. Because he's testing his patience. It's like the boy has no... I don't want to do his voice. But, so he's not actually loopy. When he actually gets down to talking about the Force and shit, he's pretty clever. He's just testing his patience at the beginning.
One trilogy I would like, which I think would be good, is the Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
Because
I never played the game though, so I don't really know much about it.
Well, yeah, I think that could be a good trilogy. But...
Yeah, but that's not what they're doing though. Well, I don't know. Have they even said exactly what it's going to be about or anything?
Not as far as I've seen. So it could be just because it's set like that so far away from maybe the planets that we know in Star Wars doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the same timeline. It could be before, could be a lot after, could be during.
One encouraging thing about this though is that they must have been so happy with what Rian Johnson has done with Episode 8. That gave him the confidence to come out and say, yeah, he signed on for another trilogy.
I was going to bring that point up. So I don't think they're stupid.
No.
I don't think they would have announced it right now if they weren't 100% confident in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Which I think they are, because
especially considering Han Solo film, the kind of stuff with Lord and Miller getting fired and Ron Howard having to come in to do it. There was a lot of
problems with that film. With The Last Jedi, you haven't really heard anything. The only problem they've had really is the passing of Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
And I know that's bad to say it's a problem. I mean, in terms of like the story.
Yeah,
the
it's going to affect the film.
Yeah, but they didn't reshoot anything for that, so.
No. Yeah.
And yeah, they didn't do. They probably did do reshoots, but they didn't do anything that was majorly enough in public. And the film was wrapped up quite a while ago in terms of the shooting.
Yeah.
There was more editing and stuff they had to finish off. Since.
Yeah, it was like principal photography and stuff.
Yeah.
I think.
So the actual film was wrapped up a while ago. So
and then they had to go back and reshoot pretty much the entire film.
With
you were talking about.
I was on about Last Shadow. Where
right. Oh yeah. Sorry.
They didn't have to really do anything with it or reshoot it. And it was tied up a while ago.
Yeah.
There's a lot of confidence as well. Yeah, with Han Solo, obviously.
Oh yeah.
They've just finished. Well, I read that they pretty much reshot the whole film.
Yeah, they did.
So.
Han Solo. Yeah.
But hopefully that could be a good thing because.
Well, we don't know because like sometimes that is a good thing for films. Like there was a film I never actually watched it, but I heard that World War Z or World War Z, whatever they call it. Yeah. That was completely reshot. Like 99% of it was like reshot, and it ended up being a better film.
But I'd rather because you put they had issues with the original whatever with the Han Solo film. If they're gonna bring in another director, you don't really because directors obviously it's different styles, isn't it? So you don't want one half of the film to feel like somebody else's film.
No.
And then the other half to feel like somebody else. Like
Yeah.
It's a good thing that he reshot pretty much all of the film because now it's gonna feel more consistent.
Yeah, but
whether it's a good film or not is a different story. But it will be a more consistent film rather than if he came in and shot half of the film, we might get some really comedic film for half of it.
True.
And then it might go quite dark to the second half, and it might be a bit like.
But at the same time, I feel like with these big films, these massive tentpole like blockbusters.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't think it really matters a lot of the time what director you have. It does. I mean, it matters obviously, but like they know what they want. And if they don't get what they want, they fire you, and then they get what they want. You know what I mean? So it's like it's really Disney that's in charge. It's not really the director. I don't think the director makes much difference as long as he's willing to cooperate with Disney.
I still think they bring their own kind of style into it. Though.
Lord and Miller. Oh, just the directors
in general. Yeah, they obviously got a script. They probably by the sounds of it they did have hands in aspects of the script, but I think it's still like their vision that's on. If you know what I mean, in terms of the way they direct, the way they shoot.
Well, we all understand there's like 50 odd writers or whatever usually on these big films like this, and it's not like it was years ago when it was just like George Lucas and like Lawrence Kasdan or whatever, and now there's like multiple writers. I think Rian Johnson had a hand in the script. I think he supposedly wrote the script for episode 8, but we don't know how many rewrites there have been, how many notes they've had, and you know what I mean,
if he wrote the basic, because they've obviously said this is what we want to happen, and he's obviously wrote like kind of that, and he may have added his own stuff in. They may have said actually we like that aspect, but what you've done here we don't like.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I don't really know.
But him doing the whole trilogy, I'm assuming he's going to be quite influential in writing a lot of it. Obviously, again, there's other writers and stuff, so whether he writes a script and people chop and change things, but it's going to be his story, I'd assume, to an extent. Obviously, I suppose Disney would say this is what the trilogy is about. And
if I see episode 8 and I really love it, then I'm going to be looking forward to. I think it's going to be
a good film.
I hope so.
I think this is going to be the first Star Wars film where we say actually this is a really good Star Wars film.
I might have said about Force Awakens.
Yeah, but that was a bit different because you've got the hype of this massive franchise coming back. We were a bit let down by the last 3 films.
Yeah, we were pretty excited as well.
Yeah,
we were like in the actual. This is embarrassing, but we were in the actual screen, weren't we, watching it? And then when the long time ago in a galaxy far, far away came up, you like nudged me. As if like, oh yeah, he did it. And there was like kids in there like were loving it. But
we went to see Rogue One. I went to piss in the trailers, and as I opened the door, and some fucking guy walked out. I shit myself. He dressed as Kylo Ren. He just walked out the door as I walked in. I shit. It reminded me of the Scream. You got Scream 2?
Yeah.
Listen, I remember with that for a second. I'd die.
People are insane, aren't they, with fandom? But yeah. So, my opinion on this really kind of comes down to whether episode 8 is really good or not. And also... what
they're going to do with it as well.
Yeah, but also, like, if I see episode 9... and it's like perfect. Like when J.J. Abrams he's doing it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Now, which I don't really know how I feel about either.
yeah,
But if I love it and I think it ends the kind of Star Wars thing perfectly and stuff,
Well,
I'm gonna be like, well, why make more? Why not just keep trying with these spin-offs?
did you read it that they were saying that basically this film is going to tie the prequels, the original and the new trilogy, all into one, the last film?
I don't know. I don't really think you need to at this
No.
point. Like they've already tried to do that, and George Lucas fucks it right up.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping JJ took on board the fact that he pretty much remade the first film. I don't know whether that was a lot of his choice.
He must have by now. Like surely he's seen South
and
Park.
I think
The member berries.
Remember?
Member?
But yeah, I think hopefully he's seen all the kind of criticism towards it, took it on board, and he's gonna make a film that we're gonna love.
Yeah.
But if episode 8 is that good, maybe if we really love it and it's great, and we go into this film and it's good, better than the others, but it's just good, and we're thinking, oh, but it's not as good as The Last Jedi.
Yeah,
then
if it's not,
we might be like, oh, but actually it's a good film, but
Yeah,
we come out
but-
of that film with that.
yeah. If episode 8 is as good as Disney is saying it is,
Yeah.
then and episode 9 is just okay, again.
Or if it's a bit better.
Or even if
then
even
okay,
if it's a little
yeah,
bit better, if it's not as good as Ryan Johnson's, basically,
Yeah.
if it's not as good, then we're gonna be like, that was shit.
Yeah, but I think there's another thing we can take is that we're going to see Han Solo in between this. If that is awful and then this film is good,
Yeah.
we might be like, oh.
I never wanted a Han Solo film in the first place. I never understood why would you wanna. Like I
You
like.
don't need it, do you?
Yeah, I like not knowing everything about Han Solo's
Yeah.
past. That's what makes him Han Solo. Like he's
Or
kind of
you don't
mysterious.
like the fact that George Lucas made him not shoot first.
Yeah, no, I don't even class that as
No,
canon.
that's not.
Like everybody even says, even Harrison Ford doesn't give a shit really, does he?
Yeah.
But he even said, yeah, I shot first or whatever. Like nobody thinks that. I mean, it made sense for him to shoot first. I'm not even
Yeah.
gonna get into that conversation because it pisses me off. It's not even that big of a thing, but when you watch it, it's like, why? There was absolutely no need for that. You made it like a split-second thing.
Yeah,
So it almost, if you blink, you miss it.
yeah.
It's stupid. But yeah, I wonder what they're actually gonna do with
I want
With-
some.
with
I
the
don't.
new
I don't
trilogy.
really want it to connect to this trilogy.
No, but then you're just gonna say, well, it's just the same thing again. Like even if it doesn't connect, but it still has the Sith. And I know this one doesn't technically have the Sith, but we don't know yet. It might do. But
I think if you're gonna do a Star Wars trilogy, and it's a Star Wars trilogy, you need to have
you
Jedis,
need two things. You need lightsabers
Yeah.
and force powers. That's
Yeah.
what you need.
And I would do Knights of the Old Republic. I'd like to see how the Rule of Two got implemented and stuff. 'Cause, well, if that's even
But are
canon
they?
now.
Yeah, but that's what I don't understand. Because technically, then, if these are nothing to do with the Skywalkers, then they're just Star
Yeah,
Wars
but
spin-offs.
as long
aren't
as
they?
they're not called, you can just like if it's Star Wars, you would call it Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic Episode 1.
But then that's a spin-off. That's a Star Wars story.
Yeah, but then it's still you can have a Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah.
because it's still Star Wars.
But
like,
they've announced a Star Wars trilogy, as in episodic trilogy.
Yeah, but it doesn't necessarily. Yeah, it could still be a Star Wars episodic trilogy and not connect with those films.
Yeah, but I took that as episode
depends-
1, episode 2, episode 3,
Yeah.
but not. Oh, I suppose I see what you mean, but
Because that's the way I would like to do it. If you did another Star Wars trilogy, but
then why
Yeah,
not just
if it
call
was
it a
just-
Star Wars story then?
because I
They're
see
not
the Star
calling it
Wars
that.
story is spin-off. So I say
These are spin-offs.
yeah. But I see
they're
it as
nothing-
singular spin-offs that we won't go back to. But then if Han Solo does well, I could see that becoming a sequel.
Well, we've only seen one spin-off so far, and the only reason we can't go back to that is because spoilers, everybody dies.
Yeah,
And I
she
don't
was
really-
signed on for 2 films.
Was she?
Yeah, she's
Maybe she lived at the end, but then when they reshot it, they were like, "Nah, fuck
maybe
this, she's dead."
she definitely because they weren't going to kill everybody off, did they?
I don't know.
Did you not? Well, this is what I read, that they wrote a script and obviously because they did reshoots at the end, didn't they? So
For
obviously
Rogue
wrote
One,
it off. They started doing it. Apparently, Captain Kennedy come in and said, "Well, wouldn't they all die?" And they were like, "Oh, we didn't think we could do that." And then
Oh.
then that's when they changed it, and everyone
Right.
died.
I don't know.
I don't know if that was
that film.
I'd imagine that was before they reshot it actually, because I couldn't imagine that Captain Kennedy would not have read that script and said that after
No.
it was reshot.
No.
But yeah, apparently at first the script was written that they weren't gonna all die, and then
That film, there are a lot of reshoots as well, didn't they? Because
Yeah.
there was a lot of stuff in the trailers for that film that
you
was
had her
not
running
in.
on the beach with the plans.
Yeah.
She had a blaster around.
Yeah, oh,
She
yeah.
had the plans there.
Yeah.
Which obviously, when you watch the trailer, you didn't know it was the plans
Does
at the
not.
time.
Yeah, she does
But-
not get out of that.
Yeah.
And also, I think that there was a romance there between her and the other dude. I
It
don't
does
remember
seem
either
like
of
it
their
at the
names.
end as well, don't it? Like I thought they were going to make them kiss.
I
but
think
I'm
they
glad
did, but they were like, cut it there.
Yeah.
Because we
And,
don't need it. Which fair enough, like, you don't need it. That's
And
all.
they had that scene with like the TIE fighter comes up, doesn't it?
Mm.
But they were saying that because just before that, there's that scene where the TIE fighter comes in like across and they gets shot down, doesn't it? And they said if they did that and the same thing was going to happen, it was just you just seen that. Why would you need to see it again?
Yeah, but when we saw that in the trailer, they were like, badass Vader in there or something, and it was like,
I
no,
thought
it's
she was
just
a
not.
double
Like,
agent at the time.
yeah, I
That's
did
what
as well. I thought that
she
would have
was
been
into-
cool. Like, why
Yeah.
not do that? Why not do something like that? Like, they marketed her as like some like rebel or something, but then when you actually watch it, she doesn't do much. Like, she doesn't really rebel. She in the trailer, she's like, you're a rebel or something. I rebel.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was even in the film in the end.
No.
It wasn't even in the
That
film.
was a shit line.
That wasn't a bad line.
Oh,
It's
well,
just that
she's like, oh, I'm a rebel, I rebel. I didn't like that line at all.
why?
I didn't mind it for I don't know, I just didn't like it.
Yeah, but I would have liked it in the film if she was actually a rebel, but she wasn't really.
No.
She didn't do a lot. Like, she didn't earn her kind of. She didn't earn what the marketing made her out to be. You know what I
I
mean?
felt Mad Mikkel. Is that how you say his name? Mad Mikkelsen. Yeah, I feel like he was underused in that film because I think he's a brilliant actor. But I felt like he was a bit underused in that film. I feel like
Oh yeah.
when he died as well. Spoiler again, but it's too late now.
Yeah.
When he dies,
Anyone
there's
who's listening
no-
to a Star Wars thing is
Yeah,
going to watch Rogue One, aren't they?
but yeah, when he dies, I feel like there was no like emotional attachment that we needed to feel. Like we should have really cared that he died because we should have been invested in Jin.
Yeah.
And then
I actually kind of think that maybe the film should have been about him.
yeah, but then they would say, oh, if you read Catalyst, you would be more invested. But why? I shouldn't have to read all the books to be invested in a film.
No.
I should just need to watch the film.
Yeah, that
And-
pissed me off.
yeah.
Like when people were saying that to me, they were like, "Well, yeah, you didn't like it as much because you didn't read Catalyst."
Yeah.
Well, no. I shouldn't. Yeah, like you
Yeah,
said,
you
you shouldn't have to
you
read a
should-
book. You shouldn't have to do research before you watch a film.
Yeah, exactly. Because I know all these books and stuff tie in. That's fine, fair enough. But I shouldn't have to miss out on something because
No.
I haven't read it.
This is why.
Like, I don't mind little Easter eggs, like maybe a background thing. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I don't notice a ship flying in the background because I haven't read the book. I don't care about that. But if it's a plot point or something in the story, then why
Yeah.
I shouldn't have to read a book to know.
This is why I'm not too fond at the moment of this shared universe stuff, this big hype thing that everyone's on at the moment. Because, for example, Netflix shows, the Marvel Netflix shows,
Started canon.
eh?
They started canon, didn't they?
Yeah,
They still kind of are,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they're trying to distance it.
I don't mean about canon. I just
Oh,
mean
sorry.
about the canon of the shows, the show universe.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's still part of the same universe.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I watched Daredevil, loved it. Watched Jessica Jones, loved it. Started watching Luke Cage, couldn't get through it. Got really bored. Didn't like it. Didn't like the character. It bored me, and I thought
Yeah.
it was there's a lot of cliches in it as well, and I just thought it was a bit. I didn't like it, and
Yeah, I didn't.
so I didn't finish that. So then I thought, oh, no, I can't watch Iron Fist. And then I thought, well, I might just try and watch Iron Fist anyway. And then everyone was like, no, Iron Fist is bad, don't watch it. I was like, oh. So I haven't watched the rest of Luke Cage, I haven't watched Iron Fist, and now Defenders is coming out.
Okay, mate.
It came out, yeah. Yeah, but like at the time I was like,
Yeah.
Defenders is coming out now. And I was like, well, I don't feel like I can watch Defenders now, because I don't know how the fuck this all happened, you know what I
You
mean?
don't need to. They don't. Without spoiling it, they don't meet until in the Defenders.
Right.
And you can watch Defenders without really watching those
So
other two.
I can watch Defenders without watching
The
Iron
only
Fist.
thing you need to know is when you watch Daredevil, obviously this is spoiler, you watch Daredevil so you know about the hand and stuff.
Yeah.
And there are some obviously with Jessica Jones that you need to know as well.
But
That's
I
about
watched
it.
Jessica Jones
Yeah,
anyway.
everything else is kind of like with this Luke Cage kind of story. Apart from he's in prison,
Right.
you don't need to know why he's in prison because I don't know. But it's not part of the story. He was in prison at the beginning. He comes out.
I'd probably Google that anyway.
Yeah.
But again, I don't want to do research.
Yeah, but you don't need to know. It's not
Yeah.
like. And then Iron Fist is kind of explained in it anyway,
Right.
so you don't really need to. It's just Daredevil's the main one you need to know.
Fair enough. But there might be a point down the road where
But you
we
can't
do
wa-
need to know things like,
Well,
you know what I mean? Like if
yeah.
they do Jessica Jones season 2 and I haven't watched Defenders,
Yeah,
I need to know what's happening. Yeah.
I don't know about Jessica Jones so much, but with Daredevil season 3, you're definitely gonna have to watch Defenders because it's not gonna make sense.
Yeah, and this is what pisses me off. Like, I don't want to have to.
I don't know about Jessica Jones. You probably will for references, maybe.
Yeah.
But Daredevil, you'll definitely need to watch Defenders before you watch the new Daredevil
Yeah.
when that comes out.
I don't know how we managed to get onto Marvel again. Disney again, though, I suppose.
Yeah. Well, Disney are on about buying Fox. You read that?
Oh yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
Fucking, I don't like that either.
The only thing I don't like about it, I don't really care about the X-Men. I think I wouldn't mind X-Men being in Marvel.
We don't
Universe.
need it. We've had enough
We don't
X-Men
need
films,
it,
man.
but
I'm
no.
more X-Men
But
down.
I think, apart from Logan and the first couple of X-Men films, but we could just reboot X-Men into the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
But we won't get films like Logan and the Deadpool, and that's my issue.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my only issue.
Fox-
As long as if they say, all right, we're going to take these films, we'll leave Deadpool in his own separate thing. He doesn't need to be related to everyone. I know it might screw it up a little bit with some of the X-Men characters, but it won't too much. And because Deadpool's self-aware, so he can mention the fact that everybody's gone tomorrow. It doesn't matter.
You could say, it's almost like somebody bought the rights or something like that.
And he could have Mickey Mouse head here, as well, wouldn't he? Whatever. But as long as Deadpool's kind of separate from the MCU, he can obviously make reference to it.
But Disney will have.
As long as he's separate from their kind of world, I don't care.
Yeah, but Disney, if they take, because Bob Iger, I think it was, said that Disney is never gonna make an R-rated superhero film. I mean, that could easily change, but he said they'll never make an R-rated superhero film.
With Deadpool and the success around the first, I think you couldn't have as much of the success. Can't get my words out. That much of the success without that film being the rating.
No, exactly.
So
but I don't think Disney are going to take that risk.
I don't know. I don't think Disney are stupid either. So I think Disney may be like, okay, we can still do that and make that film, but I wouldn't put that into our MCU.
No, they can't put it in the MCU.
And like I said, our X-Men, take them over to the MCU, and you can.
I'm fine with X-Men going there.
You can have a couple of characters that they can keep for just Deadpool,
actually,
who aren't involved with the X-Men anymore.
Yeah.
And then Deadpool, obviously, because he can make references towards the MCU, but you can't do it the other way around.
I don't really want X-Men in the MCU because I like the violence of Wolverine. Yeah, because I watched Logan, and that was we're never going to get a film like that from Disney.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The 21st Century Fox have made.
I don't know if I'm that bothered now though, because Hugh Jackman's not coming back and stuff.
Yeah, but people didn't like Hugh Jackman being Wolverine when he first was announced to be Wolverine, and then now that he's Wolverine, now that he has been Wolverine for God knows how many years now, nobody can imagine anybody else in the role. So you never know. Somebody else steps into that role, and you'd be like, they're fucking amazing. You know what I mean?
And Disney, okay, they've got ways of doing it, so they could keep X-Men technically canon. Because you've got Doctor Strange, you obviously got all these other dimensions and stuff. They could technically be from another dimension, somewhere that could cross over. They could do. There's loads of stuff they could do.
Yeah.
I think they would just reboot it if they took it back.
They would.
But I think they might do it differently. I think because they're on about doing their streaming service, aren't they?
Yeah.
They could just do X-Men TV series.
Yeah, they probably will do a TV series if
Disney,
they do.
what would they call it? Disney original. But that's what I suppose we're not going to get any more Netflix originals Marvel wise. I assume that's going to go over to Disney when that's out.
Shit, yeah.
So
that's shit. I don't like these streaming services, man. I don't mind when there's one or two, but there's so many coming out now, and now that Disney's making their own one, you know how many properties Disney own. The amount of stuff that's going to get taken off of Netflix.
And if they buy Fox, that's more stuff they're going to buy.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't. It's like a monopoly. I don't want it. I don't.
And what will end up happening, it's only a natural thing, is that cable TV is obviously going to die.
Yeah,
but that just means your streaming services are going to get more expensive.
Yeah.
So you pay like 80 quid for Sky now. Yeah. Eventually, you're probably going to be paying 50 odd quid for your Netflix.
You're going to be paying more than that because at the moment we don't pay too much because there's ads on TV.
Yeah.
When you pay for like a subscription service for a streaming service, you're paying. There's no ads, is there? Because you're paying for it. Like it's going to cost you like a fortune eventually. Once cable's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like it. I don't. There's too many. There's too many things. So like, it's already bad enough that there's shows that come out on like Hulu and stuff that I can't watch because I don't have that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hear people talking about it. I can't watch it. I've got Netflix, but I can't afford to have every single streaming service. Exactly. And when Disney, like we said, when Disney do theirs, if they do manage to buy the majority of like 21st Century Fox, they're going to take all of those films that you have on Netflix, all those good films that they've got, and to apes. That's going to be taken off. I mean, I've got them anyway, but
yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Is Apes Fox? Is it definitely Fox? Yeah. So but that means that'll go to
it's Warner Brothers, isn't it? And that's
Warner Brothers isn't Fox.
No, what am I talking about? It's not Warner Brothers. It is Fox. Isn't
it's what I was going to say because Apes, but that just gives people incentive to then get the Disney one because films like Planet of the Apes, which are great films, will be on that.
Yeah.
and because Disney could probably afford to put their subscription up and put new films out straight away, I know that would affect sales from them. But if people are going onto the streaming services for that, then they're making money anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, Disney.
You got people like me that if they put it on Netflix straight away, I still probably buy the Blu-ray of the War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, I would. 'Cause when it's a film, I usually buy it anyway.
I'm conflicted about buying Baby Driver.
No, yeah, because of Spacey.
So I really like that film. I don't like Kevin Spacey anymore.
I'm buying it. He's an asshole in that film and he gets killed anyway, so... Oh shit, spoilers. It's not long up been out either. Whatever. Deal with it.
Hopefully our 1 or 2 subscribers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no one's fucking listening anyway. I can spoil the shit out of everything.
This is where someone's listening now going, oh my god.
Okay. Space's Kaiser Sose. Fuck you, I don't care. Have you seen that film? I just spoiled it for you then.
You didn't say that film, so.
I said Spacey, and when you hear the word, when you watch the film and you hear that, anyway, I'm not going to explain it to you because I don't want to. Yeah.
We can still salvage it.
Yeah. Got any other subjects to talk about, or is that it?
We didn't go in with much. We ended up with just Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars.
We ended up talking about Disney, so I feel like we've done quite well.
Yeah, I suppose. Did you hear about? I mean, this is gonna be I'm gonna end it on a downer again. But did you hear about Louis C.K. recently? You know Louis C.K., the comedian.
Yeah, but I hadn't heard anything.
Well, New York Times article came out today. He's one of my favourite comedians of all time, and apparently he likes to get women in offices and masturbate in front of them.
That's an odd thing to do.
Very odd. I wasn't.
Well, that's not funny.
I mean, no, it's like so like what the fuck? Why? Yeah. But yeah, so I was pretty disappointed about that. I suppose that's technically sort of film news because he had a film coming out. It was called. Oh, what's it called? I Love You, Daddy, or something. And it's a black and white film.
Yeah.
Sounds weird already, doesn't it? It's a black and white film about some girl. He plays a writer.
Yeah.
Who's like kind of depressed and stuff, and he goes home, I think, or something. And his teenage daughter's there. She's turning 18, like a month or 2 or something like that. Yeah. She's 17, and she's obsessed with this older, like 47-year-old actor or writer or something.
Film like this.
Woody Allen did a film like this already. Like
I swear there's a film coming out with Woody Allen.
Maybe, but this kind of parodies Woody Allen. I think it's kind of shining a light on that sort of thing. Because Woody Allen's like, Woody Allen annoys me because I like his films quite a lot. I'm a big fan of a lot of his older films. Yeah. And he's just icky. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't like that. Yeah. Because I don't know. He got proven not guilty or whatever. But everybody thinks he's guilty.
Yeah. Plus, he's married to who was his adopted daughter, wasn't it? Yeah. Whoever he's with now, I think she was of legal age when they got to whatever. Like, but
yeah,
it's
but
still weird,
that's grooming, isn't it? That's
exactly.
Weird.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It is grooming. Exactly.
Yeah, anyone in their right mind, anyone who's not a fucking pervert, wouldn't get with their adopted daughter that they raised. Yeah. You know what I mean? That is strange. But
surely, if it's your adopted daughter, you should be seeing her as your own, really. Yeah. Yeah, it's fucked up.
But that's basically, I think that's like it's not that, but Louis C.K.'s film is kind of talking about those sorts of things, and he's kind of trying to stop his daughter from being obsessed with this man. But there's like loads of weird shit, and there's one scene apparently where some man acts out masturbation in front of a group of people.
So he's just obsessed with masturbation.
Yeah, I think he is. But apparently he called
everybody watch me.
Yeah, exactly. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah. I bet he's one of those kids in fucking school discos and shit who just got their dick out for no reason. Anyway.
That is 10.
Yeah. No one knows who that is. That's one of our old friends. Anyway.
Should we do? We brought up a segment in the last one. What have you watched recently?
What have I watched recently?
Do you want to do that to end it?
I haven't really watched anything, to be honest. I bought a film recently. I bought a film recently called Colossal.
Yeah, I want to watch that.
Yeah, it had good reviews when it came out. So it's Anne Hathaway film, and she's like, she's like an alcoholic, isn't she? And
did you buy that when we went to Time the other day?
Yeah, and she somehow controls a big monster. But it's kind of weird, like indie film.
you watch any of those films you bought yet?
No. I can't even remember what I bought now other than that.
Did you buy Hell or High Water?
Yeah, I did. I
That's a
still
good
haven't seen that. I do want to watch it though.
You watched that?
You watched any film recently?
Not film wise. The last film I seen was Jigsaw. Actually, that's a new film since we had a podcast, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, Jigsaw.
I haven't seen it though.
Should I spoil the?
You're definitely not going to do a review of Jigsaw then.
No. I was going to do some reviews with people from work. There was me and this girl who didn't like it.
Yeah.
And this one kid that loved it, and we were going to do.
That would have been a good review.
But she backed out.
Discussion. Why did she back out?
I don't know, but then
why? Did you get scared or something?
I don't know.
Did you?
She backed out, and then it was just me. It would have been just me and this kid from work, and he's quite loud and over the top. And I just thought it wouldn't work if it was just me and him. I'd need somebody else there. Even if it was somebody else that loved the film, I would have welcomed that either way.
Yeah.
But I needed somebody else, and I didn't really know anyone else that would first watched it.
If I'd have seen it, I would have joined.
But yeah. So I seen Jigsaw. Didn't like it.
You didn't like it at all.
No. They
You can spoil it for me. We can.
Yeah.
We'll just say spoilers for
we'll
this.
put a spoiler alert.
Because I could give two shits about Jigsaw.
So they come. You get to this point in the film, you're trying to work out who's done it, because there's these bodies turning up. Jigsaw's body's gone from his grave, even though we fucking seen his slit get cut in episode, is it number 3?
His throat gets slit.
Yeah, number 3, and his throat gets diced.
You said a slit get cut.
Did I?
I don't know what that meant. You saw a slit get cut.
Yeah, whatever
anyway.
I said,
yeah.
not that.
Flip it, reverse it.
Yeah, and then these bodies are turning up, and you're thinking it's this lady because she's obsessed with Jigsaw. She got like all these traps in her house, and then there's also this nurse that works with her, and I'm thinking, oh, it's obviously one of those two.
She's obsessed with Jigsaw.
Yeah, she got like all like.
So in this world
traps up in her house.
So in this world, Jigsaw's a known person. Though.
Yeah, it's just because he carries on from the others.
So after every film they find his layer of traps, and they're like, oh, Jigsaw struck again. It's like, oh, why does no one ever find him?
But so anyway, yeah. So then you think it's either one of these two people. Spoiler alert: it is one of those two people.
Right.
But anyway, so then Jigsaw comes up randomly. So the brick's there.
But he's not dead now.
Well, we'll get to that now.
Right.
So he's there, and he's on like the last bit with the last two people in the trap.
Yeah.
And this lady, she's in it because she suffocated her baby, and made it look like her husband rolled onto it.
Right.
And then her husband killed himself because of it. And then the other guy.
Wait, didn't Jigsaw have cancer 10 years ago?
Yeah, well, we'll
Longer
get to that now.
Right.
So anyway, so he puts his shotgun in the middle of it, and as he cocks it, he says, "Your key is your key is this," and he puts the bullet in and stuff. So they think they gotta shoot each other. Actually, all they have to do is take out the shotgun, open up the bullet, and the key's inside it. But then she goes. The lady gets there first because the guy had his leg cut off halfway through the film, and she gets there first, and the gun's rigged so whoever shoots it, it comes back out that way and kills them. And that guy's only got one leg, so he can't get out anyway. He's fucked. But then anyway, we find out that actually, so it gets after that bit. It comes up with the detective book, who is Ashby of Californication.
Yeah, that's a obscure reference though, and I know it's really gonna remember who Lou Ashby was. I didn't know his real name.
Yeah, that's why it is. And the doctor guy, and you think the doctor guy gets killed because Ashby's a dick and sets him up to die.
Ashby's
but
a dick,
actually, the doctor guy is the bloke behind the whole traps.
Right.
And then he kills Ashby because he set three of those of guilty people, and one of them kills someone to do with that guy. And it turns out that the Jigsaw stuff is Jigsaw's first ever traps, so it's actually in the past.
Right.
But all the bodies that turn up through the film is this nurse guy who's been redone the original trap. Is a bit and it's not very good.
Yeah, it sounds very contrived, very
Yeah, so when you're watching the people in the trap, you're watching the past people, and then all the bodies that turn up is the present people.
So how is he still alive?
Jigsaw, he's not. That because Jigsaw was in the past.
Oh, you're right.
So
right.
And so he is dead.
Oh.
And it was shit. But it feels like they
Why
went
did
for...
they bother?
It feels like what they went for is this thing, they put Jigsaw back into it, which I think was the intent, and then they kind of backed out of what they were going to do and did something else. Because they thought, oh, this wouldn't make sense, and I think they kind of...
Why even bring him back at all?
Yeah, they didn't... Well, why bring the film back?
Yeah, they could have made another franchise that was basically Saw but call it something else.
No shit, and just start thrashing it.
Or they could call it Saw and just have... there's a different man that's doing Saw stuff. Maybe he heard about
it. It could be a reboot.
Yeah, a reboot. It was about time we had a reboot of it anyway, innit? Like,
about 10 years.
It's been a long time since the last one, hasn't it?
It doesn't call for a reboot. 10 years, I don't think. But yeah,
10 years is fine time.
You could reboot it. No one's
Spider-Man's been rebooted like 3 times.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I mean, you were probably better off rebooting it than doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't very good.
Batman was technically it was rebooted like not too long after the 90s, was it?
Yeah.
Batman Begins came out.
That was probably about the same time. No, 10 years, maybe a bit. No, that would have been less than that. Actually,
yeah, Batman Begins came out what 2005? Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that would have only.
Best Batman, by the way.
Yeah.
Batman Begins. Best Batman film.
Yeah.
End of. I don't care. Fuck Dark Knight.
When I watched that trilogy, I did first time. I don't know why. I wasn't that into the Batman Begins, and I liked the Dark Knight the best. Then when I rewatched them, I was like, actually, Batman Begins is the best one.
Yeah, because when you rewatch them, you realise that the only reason Dark Knight is any good.
I was younger when I watched Batman Begins for the first time.
Yeah, you realise though when you watch Dark Knight, when you actually sit down and watch it properly, is that the only time you're really engaged in it is when the Joker is on screen. When Heath Ledger's on screen, you're right into it. When he's not there, you're bored as fuck. At least I was anyway. It was stupid. It was too long. Two-Face was misused. Yeah. There's absolutely no need for it. Like, for the amount of praise that it gets. I don't understand. Like, it's fine, and well, it's not even fine. It actually doesn't make sense, a lot of it.
Yeah.
But Heath Ledger was amazing, and I would agree. He is the best Joker so far.
Yeah, definitely.
He's even better than Nicholson. I do like Nicholson's Joker, but
yeah.
Although
Mark
actually,
Hamill
but he's the cartoon Joker.
Yeah.
He's
the best Joker.
He's good in the I like him in the Arkham games.
Other than Jigsaw, there's only TV stuff I've watched recently.
Anything new?
No,
Stranger Things?
I caught up on South Park. I watched the first 4 episodes of Stranger Things.
It's a bit slow.
Yeah, I feel like it started. Well, not slow, but I think it's alright, but I was not like when I watched the first season. I was quite hooked on it straight away. This one, I like it, but I'm not like, I watched this, I better watch the next one. I watched the first 4 and I'm kind of like, I will watch it, but I'll just get to it when I get to it. I watched American Vandal in between. That's good.
That is a good show.
Yeah,
that's
pretty good.
You finished it?
Yeah, I finished it. Yeah.
What did you? Now you see how they can do another one if they want to.
It is not. You don't know who actually did
it.
You got your suspicion.
Yeah, that bit at the end though, I felt really bad for Dylan Maxwell. He's an idiot, but
he is,
that guy, he's a YouTuber, you know.
Yeah. Well, because he's in 22 Jump Street.
Yeah, I can't remember that.
Because I've obviously seen that film, I didn't remember much about it. But when I seen the guy, I didn't call it straight away that he was from that. But I was like, I know him from somewhere.
But he's really different in real life, isn't he? Like up to what he is, that's one of the best acting performances I've seen on like TV. Yeah. They're all really good in that film. That program's right.
Yeah. And they can't make a sequel. Whether there's got to be something else that happens. They're not going to carry on the same thing, and something's going to have to happen.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. That's why I kind of don't want them to make another one. I thought it was really well contained. Is it going to be that kid
that does it again? Is it somebody else's documentary, and it kind of links over with that one? What news?
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Like, because I don't think it really even called for another one.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just doing it because that one was so popular.
Yeah, definitely.
Which makes sense, but like...
Yeah, that's the only reason why they're going to make another one.
Yeah, if it wasn't popular, they wouldn't do it. But also, what I liked about that show is like... When you start it, you're like, whoa, hang on, how many episodes are these? How are you going to carry this on for an entire
you're
season?
As well, aren't you?
Yeah.
When it's like, Dylan couldn't get from like here's a hearing type and you're like,
and then there's still got like
get that voicemail.
And then it's got like the weird like kind of panning shots of like the like diagram sort of thing where like someone is getting like wanked off on the like on the because he couldn't have got a hand job from her. And it's got like 2 like mannequin like things there. It's hilarious. And I was like really into it, like it was a real documentary. Like even when they were like looking at the footage from the party, and they're trying to work out who was around when Dylan was talking, trying to piece together what he was talking about and stuff. And I was like, oh, hang on,
but that tells you I like into Stranger Things that I was, because I watched the first episode of Stranger Things, and then watched American Vandal, then watched pretty much all of American Vandal, then watched the next 3 episodes of Stranger Things, and then when I went to watch the 5th episode of Stranger Things, I thought actually I'm going to catch up on South Park. Yeah,
so you're not really massively into it.
Yeah, but
I wasn't hooked on the first one that much. I watched it all, and I technically binged it, but I wasn't like, I didn't have to watch next episode, I just did.
Everyone that's I've spoke to that have seen it have said it, although it does start off a little bit slow, but it gets better, so I'm hoping that I watch the next episode, and I start to get like, oh, I need to watch the next one now.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Do you know what's putting me off watching Stranger Things is the kids in real life piss me off. And I can't help it. I got this thing about kids who talk like they're adults when they're kids, and I get it. It's because they're actors, you know what I mean, and they're like.
Oh, you mean to like not like
kids who talk like they're 35 when they're actually like 13.
Because what I like about like Stranger Things and like in it and stuff, in a lot of things with kids, they don't speak. Like,
I see what you're.
They don't speak like actual kids.
Yeah.
Like where in like Stranger Things and in especially in it, they like rip into each other's mouths and
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
swear and stuff.
Yeah.
That's how kids talk.
That's why I like. Have you ever watched the film Stand By Me?
No.
They're all swearing and smoking. It's like, yeah, that makes kids do that.
That's
like
fucking Stephen King book, isn't it?
Stand By Me. No, you're thinking of The Stand.
You sure?
No, Stand By Me is like little film with Corey Feldman in it, and
yeah, but that's a book, isn't it? That's a Stephen King book.
You sure? I know The Stand is a Stephen King
I'm gonna
book.
put money on it.
It's not supernatural.
No, it's not.
Stephen King, all his books are pretty much.
No, Misery is not supernatural.
No, true, but it's horror though. He just does horror.
I'm sure Stand By Me. We'll Google this.
I'm pretty
afterwards.
sure.
We'll put a bet on
I'll
it.
Google it now.
Yeah, Google it now.
Yeah, alright, hang on, alright, let me Google this shit.
We'll play some elevator music in this time.
Yeah. Hang on, it's just loading. I've got Lucy Kate fucking thing coming up now. Hang on. Stand By Me. Film. Book. You might be right. Oh. Yeah, you're right. No, yeah, but the Stephen King wasn't called. It wasn't called Stand By Me though. It was called The Body.
But it's based on.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. I apologise. It's because I was sure that you were getting mixed up with The Stand, but you weren't. Obviously.
No,
right,
I knew it was a Stephen King.
Yeah, alright, come on. Have you read it?
All knowledge. Ask me questions in the comment section, and I'm like Google. I'll leave my number.
Alexa,
there.
what is the answer?
Leave my number there. You don't need Google anymore. Just give me a text and I'll respond by googling the answer.
You don't want to put your number on the internet.
You suck.
Our one listener will not stop calling you. Anyway, I can't remember how I got onto The Stand now. Oh yeah, kids. Yeah, the kids in Stranger Things piss me off because in real life they don't talk like that, but they I don't know. I can't really explain it.
No,
they're everywhere and they're doing shit and everybody's loving them, and when everybody loves something, it makes me not like it. I guess it's my inner hipster, I suppose. Pisses me off. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's all we got to talk about today.
That's it, yeah.
That was a good 47-minute podcast.
Yeah, longer than I thought it was going to be with our one subject at the beginning.
Yeah, true. We're not very organised. I meant to make a list last night and I sat there and I was watching TV. I completely forgot and it got to like 11 o'clock at night. And I went, fuck.
I mean, I don't think there's been that much news that dropped not in between the time of the last podcast and this. There's not been like a huge amount of stuff. I mean, more people are coming out.
It's mostly just sexual
and,
harassment claims.
And sexual harassment.
I'm pissed off because that
Mariah
really.
Carey is apparently sexual harassed somebody.
Mariah Carey.
So I read on.
She's what, a man or a woman?
I didn't read the article because I didn't really care about Mariah Carey. I didn't like her anyway.
No, I'm not a fan of her.
But it's not nice because I don't want anyone to.
Although I do like that Christmas song she
It's
had.
good to see that it's not just men that's getting called out because that's what it's been. At least if Mariah
Good
Carey.
to see it.
No, not good. But at least is like you know
At least,
what I mean.
at least you're keeping the fucking idiots who always say it's women as well, man, on Twitter. It's like, well, that's not the point.
That's someone's in work. First thing, because we got it up, it was in work, and I read the article. And it was like, but would you tell someone if you got sexual harassment from Mariah Carey? And I was like, well, it's still sexual harassment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it depends on the individual.
Yeah. And some people, the person who got sexually harassed might not have been like as like traumatized as some other people maybe.
No.
But money in it, you do get money by coming out.
True.
I'm not saying that's why people come out. Obviously not. But people do get money from it, don't they? If you sell your story to the people, someone may have got sexually harassed by Mariah Carey, not been too traumatized by it. I've seen everybody else come out. Well, actually, I'll just sell the story.
But then at the same time, it's okay to do that still because you're still exposing sexual harassment.
Yeah, exactly.
Regardless of how it made you feel, it could have made someone else feel differently.
And these stories that help other people come out as well, even if
they have. And we're seeing the crumble of like the demise of the way that Hollywood is run.
We have like one actor left, hasn't it? Got like Ian McKellen there, like I'm okay.
Yeah, until you find out that he had sex with like a 14-year-old rent boy or something.
Touch Fredo.
don't know why I'm laughing about that. I'd be traumatized if that came out. I'm really. There was like a few people.
I don't know
now.
why Ian McKellen comes to my head.
No,
I think Mark Hamill probably hasn't touched people. I think Mark Hamill's safe.
I would hope not. Yeah.
I thought Rob Harris would have been safe, but clearly not.
Nah, I always seen that in his eyes, man.
You can't trust Rob
He looked
Harris.
weird.
Who can you trust?
Well, I don't know. Jeff Goldblum, maybe, hopefully. Although it's kind of weird. But when I was watching Thor, I was enjoying his performance so much, and I was like, oh, I love Jeff Goldblum, and then immediately in my head I thought, please don't be a pedo. Please don't be a pedo. You know? Please don't have it come out that you're like trying to slap women's asses and make them watch you masturbate.
No, I can't believe that. I think it's just like an awkward laugh. It's not funny, but it's.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's shocking. It's a shock laugh. It's like, what? Why? You're astonished as to why. And it's weird as well because in Louis C.K.'s like stand up, he talks a lot about masturbation and stuff and how he's constantly sexual and it's weird. Like now you see, oh right, yeah, he wasn't joking. That is true. It's fucking. Apparently, he called a lot of the women and said sorry and stuff before the news even came out. Like way before, like at the time. I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying he called this one woman and said sorry for pushing you in the bathroom, and she was like, "You didn't. You masturbated in front of me." And he was like, "Oh." So then it makes you think, well, who else is he harassed? Yeah. You know, because there's 5 women have come out so far, and one of them's anonymous. But then there's bound to be loads more if he's done it to 5 women. He used to call people up and do it. Anyway, yeah. That's a very cheerful note to end on. But
I'm gonna try at the end of this video because I usually do them on my phone, like I just upload them and I'm gonna go onto my laptop because you can like hyperlink, can't you? So hopefully in this video, in a minute you will be like, oh, you can click on this video to take us to another video. Yeah. And there will hopefully be like subscribe buttons, even though that's at the bottom of this video anyway, so you should just click that. Yeah, subscribe, please. And comment and but so then hopefully you'll be able to click on our other videos and go backwards and watch all the stuff you missed out on. Or if you're if you're gagging for more of this, if you want more of us talking about sexual predators and fucking, or if you're one of our only weekly listener, then you don't need to do this. No. Everybody else. But let us know you're actually listening, and follow us on Twitter. Yeah, because I'm the only person who follows the Twitter account, and I'm the only person who retweets the videos, and the only person that likes them as well. So I'll put the Twitter on here. Follow us, like us on Facebook. Yeah, we've got like 10 likes on Facebook. Yeah, so that's amazing. 10 likes. Wow, going up in the world. Anyway, Alright, don't follow our Instagram because we don't do anything. We don't post anything on there. When we start doing video, then we might post on Instagram. But other than that, but yeah, do you want to sign us off with one of your amazing catchphrases? You're putting pressure on me. You have to come up with one now. Just dead air. Oh fuck me. Alright. You got none. You got nothing. You couldn't even just say like adios. See you later, crocodile. Oh, is that alligator? I don't even know what that is. That's it. Now, go on. Bye.